This is the advice I see photographers taking from YouTube or dishing out on YouTube that is absolutely 100% killing your career. And the last one, we'll save the best till last, because it is definitely the most bitter and most common and most deluded. But let's start with something I heard yesterday, because why not? You need this shot. You need this shot before you can be a pro. You need this shot in your portfolio. There's this weird thing, especially in still life stuff. It's like, oh, I need a splash shot. Do I need some bottle shots? Do I need some whatever it may be shots? There is nothing you need in a portfolio to be a pro. There's no like, oh, well, they don't have splash shots, we won't work with them. Sure, if they're looking to shoot splashes, they'll expect you to have splashes. But if they're not looking for that, they won't expect it. If you try and take every single type of shot, it'll be too much and no one will book you. Do what you love, put it out there, get it out into the world, and just crack on. Now, the next is something I see people doing, and I think it's an insecurity, and it's working up the ranks. Oh, I need to get some small jobs in before I do something really big. I need to do some assisting work. Really, I should be doing a bit of this first. And I understand the anxiety. Like, I turned up on my first 6-figure worldwide ad campaign having never seen one before. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but you just crack on with it. I don't think any amount of assisting would have made me feel any better, because still I'd be going, well, I've never shot one, I've only ever assisted one. Unlike jobs in, say, the police, where there's a clear ranking or... There is no prerequisite, there is no working up, there is no I need to do this first. I work with people on a one-to-one basis whose first paid job was an ad campaign. I've worked with people on a one-to-one basis who have been assisting for decades and are no closer to being able to shoot a worldwide ad campaign than they were on their first day of assisting. It doesn't help. You don't need to work your way up. You don't need to do little bits here and there. Just go and be a photographer. They're paying you for your creativity. All the stuff you don't know how to do, that's what the crew are there for. The person who knows how to use Capture One, the person who knows how to set the light stands up, they're there to help you. You're there to be the creative. Be the creative. Now, seamlessly tying those two things in together is the I just need. Before I do this job, I just need to get a 24-70. Before I do this job, I just need to shoot some of this so I can picture it. And it's this constantly, I mean, I've done this, and some of the stupidest things I've done is, I'm going to do a test shoot, but I just want to wait for this bit of kit to arrive. I've got this job coming up, I'm going to delay it because my new lights aren't here. Before I do that, I really want to make sure I've got this in my portfolio. I'm just going to wait for this test shoot in 2 months to happen before I do my marketing, because this will look really good in my portfolio. Whatever you've got, whatever you're using, whatever is in your portfolio, send it out today. There's always something. For example, today I could be going, oh, I want to shoot some video stuff, but I really want to get some sort of camera movements going on. So until I've got that capability and learned how to do it, I'm not going to do anything. Absolutely not. I'll be shooting tomorrow with what I've got, with what I know, and getting on with it. I need to send my portfolio out again soon because I've been dawdling for the last month. I am just going to crack on and send out what I've got. I'm not going to wait for the new test shoot stuff to come back from the retouching. We're just going to crack on. Why waste time? Just get on with it. Now, if you take a look around me, you'll notice I'm in my studio. I've got my workbench back here. My backgrounds are sort of here with my big V-flats. My sofa's behind me, and over here, there we go. This is the bit which you all like to see. I've got my hazy light. I've got my 8-foot Octabank. This is very difficult to do looking in a monitor up here. I've got my big Cambo light with my bronze heads on top. I've got tens of thousands of pounds of bronze color packs. Every modifier you could imagine. People will tell you, and I had someone come up to me once, and this is actually a great, so I don't know where this random memory came from. And they're like, oh, Scott, I see you're doing product work now. I'd love to get into that, but you need to own all these Pico lights and bronze color packs. At the time, I just shot a worldwide campaign using 500-watt Bowens heads and a Canon 5D Mark II. I didn't have Pico lights. I still don't have Pico lights. I can't afford Pico lights. They're too expensive. They're great, but bronze color, if you want to send me some Pico lights, please do. But, I'm not going to go and buy some Pico lights. How's that going to make my business any better? Because it can do a thing. I don't need the thing. You don't need the latest and greatest kit. And I say that sat in a room of the latest and greatest kit-ish. I've got a medium format technical camera. I've got bronze color lighting. It sounds a bit rich coming from me, but know this. I'm not shooting anything bigger campaign-wise than I was with Bowen's lights, which I bought secondhand, I must add, and my 5D Mark II that I bought secondhand, and my 100mm gold ring lens. You know, I get more jobs, but it's not anything better. And yes, now I have this stuff, and you're like, well, you've got it now. It must be great. Yeah, it's lovely to have. It's great to own nice kits. And it made financial sense when I bought them. You do not need them to do the job. Don't wait to get kit. Just do it. You can be a product photographer with one light, one camera, one lens. All in, you can probably spend $750 and be a product photographer at a high level. And also, I wish I could remember her name. There's a product photographer I follow with a good rep. It might come to me during this little spiel here. And she shoots everything on a Bowen's 500 watt light and a Bowen's Octabox. Yep, Octabox. Which is textbook, the modifier you don't choose for product work. But she does, it looks cool, and she gets loads of money. And this all brings me through to the last one, the last bit, the one which really peeves me and the one I hear a lot. It's all about who you know. You can't be in this industry if you don't know people. The only people getting work know somebody. I come from a council estate in Leicester. My dad worked in a factory for minimum wage, and my mum she did a few odd jobs here and there. I remember her gluing fabric onto the front of speakers in the bedroom once. But I don't know anybody, or at least I didn't. When I went into this industry, I didn't even know this industry existed. I didn't know food photographer was a job. I certainly didn't know it was what it is. I didn't know a single person. And yes, I know them all now. But it's not like if you don't naturally know them all or don't have family connections, you can't be in this industry. I don't know we don't have family connections. We don't know people in important jobs. We don't know anybody in a creative job. I've managed to do it. It's not who you know in terms of from day one. It's who you go and meet. You need to go and meet these people. Going, I don't know anybody, so I can't do it, is stupid. You know, don't be that person. Go and meet people. I had to find out where people were. We've got a whole load of this in my marketing workshop. I'll try to remember to put a link to it because it's all in there, how you get to know the people in the industry. There's not that many of them. It's quite easy to find them. There's a whole great little bit of kit called Bikini Lists, which will be your friend. Give them my name and I think they might give you a discount. I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but worth a try. But that will get you everything, you know. It's not about who you know when you start out. It's about who you meet. And then for sure, who you know long term is great because it keeps you in there, gets you in there. But no one's born knowing everybody. And sure, some people, they have a family member who's a creative director and can get them a quick in. It doesn't make them any better than you. It doesn't make them any more likely to succeed than you. I've got photographers who've gone bust whose like dad was the creative director of a big agency. Didn't help them. They sucked, you know, and people didn't like working with them. It's not about that. But have a great day. I'm going to see if my dog wants to come over. Let's have a quick go. Teddy! Come on. Good boy. Should we get him on camera? Let's get him on camera.